Identity theft can happen to anyone, at any time. In fact, 13 million Americans experienced some form of identity theft. And that led to around $15 billion stolen from unsuspecting people. Identity theft is not just defined as someone getting a hold of your credit card number. It can involve your social security number as well. So literally, your identity can be stolen, not just your paychecks. If so, it could take years to recuperate from it, as the thief could have had it for a very long time. They could use your number to apply for jobs, rent an apartment, or even get personal loans, all in your name. This could go as far as filing tax returns and getting the refund sent to them and not you. What's even scarier about identity theft is that you likely won't even notice anything's wrong for a while. Sometimes, you would have to wait for a debt collector to give you a call, or receive a written notice in the mail. As technology improves, cybercriminals become even more sophisticated in how they approach fraudulent schemes. Online data breaches have exposed millions of people's personal information, and it could happen again at any time. And the effects of it could be felt halfway around the world. You could be at a supermarket in Texas, and the cybercriminal could be making purchases at an electronics store in Madrid. So, you need to act quickly to spot these abnormalities and act upon them. And even if you think you haven't experienced it, it's always best to take steps to protect yourself. The risk of identity theft is increasing, and it's still costing businesses and consumers alike billions of dollars every year. So, let's take a look at how to protect yourself from identity theft. First, you must realize that fraud and identity theft are two different sides of the same coin. When we're talking about fraud, it usually involves someone stealing your credit card number and making unauthorized purchases with it. On the other hand, when your identity is stolen, the cybercriminal pretends to be you. If they get a hold of your personal information, like your social security number, birth date, and internet passwords, what they can do knows no bounds. They can apply for credit cards, loans, and even commit further crimes using your name. So you would be liable if prosecuted. So full-on identity theft is not something you want to experience. It can tarnish your credit, finances, and even your reputation. You can't fully limit the amount of information about you that's out there. However, there are some steps you can take to protect yourself from these kinds of cyber attacks. One simple one is to regularly check your credit report. In there, you can look for irregularities within the accounts you have, or accounts you don't have, which could be from a scammer. Plus, check your bank and credit card statements regularly. Do both of these often, because spotting things early will ensure they don't get worse. Be on the lookout for any suspicious activity on your accounts. Speaking of suspicious activity, some of these scammers like rummaging through people's mailboxes. So, keep a keen eye on it frequently. And if you have any outgoing mail with sensitive information or checks, it might be safer to go to your local post office to send them. And with paperwork that's no longer relevant, a paper shredder could be a wise investment. Sometimes, we like to throw away papers by just crumpling them up into a ball. But that means anyone going through your trash can still identify critical pieces of information. It's best to fully shred these documents so that no scammers can really get their hands on them. Next, it's crucial to be aware of how much personal information you share over the internet. Limit the amount of details you give to anyone, whether on social media or anywhere else. Scammers can try their best to pry critical information from you through these channels. If you absolutely need to give information to someone, make sure it's a trusted source. However, still keep your information limited. For example, and this should go without saying, but never give out your full social security number. Then comes the overall security of your online accounts. Having the same password for every account you have is convenient, but not a smart move. Make sure each password is unique, using a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols in each one. Lastly, avoid phone scammers. This is one of the most common ways that cybercriminals can get your personal information. They could be posing as a debt collector or even pretending to be somebody working for the government. Telltale signs of scammers usually involve them asking for your bank account information, birth date, or anything else they can get their hands on. Don't give them anything. Lastly, it's important to have the right technology set up to ensure your private information stays private. For one, enlist the help of antivirus and malware detection software. Take all these steps into consideration when building your safety net. It can make your information harder to obtain, which will significantly reduce your chances of getting your identity stolen. Thank you for watching. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you in our next video.
Welcome to Resolve Wealth. Here, you will find everything you need to plan for retirement, budget, investing, and so much more. Like this video and subscribe to our channel. The path to a solid financial future starts now with Resolve Wealth.